Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another broadcast of The Weekly with me, Neff. Please subscribe to the channel and share with a friend. It helps us out a lot. We are trying to get to 100 subscribers. Thank you very much. This article today comes from Bloody Disgusting, and it reads, 28 years later, Ralph Fiennes reveals plot details for Danny Boyle's sequel. So let's jump right into it. Filming has already wrapped on Danny Boyle's 28 Years Later, the long-awaited sequel to the 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later that intends to launch a brand new trilogy. In fact, Ralph Fiennes spills the beans in a chat with IndieWire that the first two movies have been shot. Cool news there. Fiennes also served up some plot details for 28 Years Later that were previously under wraps. Let's read what he has to say here. He tells the outlet, and this is a quote, "Britain is 28 years into this terrible plague of infected people who are violent, rabid humans with a few pockets of uninfected communities. And it centers on a young boy who wants to find a doctor to help his dying mother. He leads his mother through this beautiful northern English terrain. But of course, around them hiding in forests and hills and woods are the infected. But he finds a doctor who is a man we might think is going to be weird and odd, but actually is a force for good. That doctor, you might have guessed, is played by Ralph Fiennes. Danny Boyle and Alex Garland are teaming for the 28 Years Later trilogy, with Garland writing the first movie and Boyle back in the director's chair for at least the saga's first movie. 28 Years Later arrives in theaters on June 20th, 2025 from Sony. And that is pretty much the end of that article. Guys, what do you think about this? I said any other information that I got about 28 Years Later, I was definitely going to relay to you guys and gals. So yeah, let me know what you think down in the comments about this. No spoilers, obviously, of course, but we kind of know what direction that this film is going in. As far as Cillian Murphy's involvement, I do think he's going to be in the film, but I don't think he's going to be a super intricate part or a big part of the film. I think he'll just kind of be there for the fan service and the Easter eggs. But with that being said, you know, we got information about the iPhone 15 shooting. I think that's going to be cool. I think it's going to make it really gritty and it's going to feel very realistic. I think this film's going to be really cool. This is another film where they're doing a sequel probably 10 to 20 years outside of when the last film ended off. So there's a lot of expectations on it too. I don't know how it's going to do at the box office, but hopefully it does well. I don't think the budget is going to be that high. I'm expecting something between $60 and $80 million. If they can keep that budget tame, I think it would do very well overall, especially if the film is good. Remember, word of mouth and good press is everything with these films coming out in 2025, 2024 as well. Also, we're seeing a lot of sequels and remakes as well. It's kind of been a thing in cinema, so hopefully this does well. But with that being said, like I said, comment down below, are you excited for 28 Years Later? Have you seen 28 Days Later, 28 Weeks Later? Are you familiar with this series so far? Please let me know what you think. Subscribe to the channel, like, share with a friend, ring the bell for notifications, and as always, be safe. It's Neff signing off.